The BS Report is a free-flowing conversation that occasionally touches on mature subjects.
First of all,
This is the BS Report with Bill Simmons.
it might be cool, I don't know. And if it's not, I don't
The
care.
BS Report with Bill Simmons.
Bill Simmons works for ESPN. He's also named the Sports Guy, and he writes a comical sports column. He must be a popular dude.
The BS Report.
It's got a real dirty sound, like a rusty steak knife cutting through a well-aged steak.
Now.
Here's Bill Simmons.
Welcome to BS Report, our second day in New Orleans from the Bud Light Hotel. Our friends have set us up for the third straight year here with Cousin Sal Iacona,
What's happening, Cousin Bill?
and Joe House, who showed up yesterday. and ate a lot last night.
I ate a lot.
Yeah. You know, there was a little tension at dinner between the two of you. You got the big eat-off coming on Saturday.
Yeah.
We were eating. I finished some lamb chops. There's a little meat left on the bone. House came over and just grabbed it and started gnawing on it like an animal right in front of you. It was pretty fun.
We were showboating a little last night, and then we went to lunch without you today. We said, all right, let's not show off here. Let's just have a normal lunch. We're like, yeah, we're both gonna have salads, and then we devoured. What do we even have? Mussels.
There was mussels and then po' boys, right? French fry, yeah.
It reminds me of when Russell and Wilt used to eat together before games.
Yeah.
When you guys eat, the two of you.
We're
Try to keep
friends.
the friendship, but you're really competitors first. And
Up
there's
until
probably some
tomorrow.
psyching out and stuff like that.
We're friends until 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Yep.
Speaking of psyching out, Super Bowl Sunday. I made my pick today. Niners minus 3.5.
Nice.
Let's talk about it.
Smart.
Interesting.
Ravens lost a little momentum over the last 2 weeks, right?
I agree. You would think the older team would appreciate the 2 weeks off, but I think the momentum and intensity is now gone.
Why? Why is the momentum gone?
Because that's what we're saying.
Because I just agree with us.
Okay.
Can we
Sorry.
just move on from this?
Make the
single
case
point?
against it.
I don't think it makes a difference. I think they get extra practice, and the practice is good. All the media emails I've been getting now as a credentialed media person. Jiminy Christmas! I have 700 emails. I've read 2 of them, but both of those suggested the Ravens practices have been great.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there's anything about the timing that changes the momentum. The only thing momentum-wise that I could identify might be this Ray Lewis PED thing, which may or may not have an effect.
PED thingy.
It occurred. There was discussions. It could be a distraction.
I wrote about this in my column today. Would you rather watch Beyonce perform at halftime, or would you rather see Ray Lewis pee in a cup and have it immediately tested?
Nice.
No, I'm serious. What would you rather do?
Beyonce. Why would I want to see a man pee in a cup?
Well, I don't see you'd have to actually
That's
see him
real.
pee, but I mean, he'd be screened
You have
off.
to pay for this too?
Do you want the results? Would I prefer the results of a Ray Lewis urine test versus Beyonce?
At halftime.
A Beyonce
You get it
lip
at
sync
halftime for the third quarter.
versus
I'll watch
the Beyonce,
Beyonce pee in a
lip
cup.
sync.
I think that would be nice.
I'm watching Lingerie Bowl for the 15th straight year.
Is that still happening?
Yeah, they changed the name. It's called like the Legends Bowl or something because they thought it was too derogatory.
Could we get some more helicopters
We're
flying
under
around?
attack here.
Is there any way to get a sound check?
I think that's Roger.
Is that Roger?
Pretty sure.
He's checking over.
So, I just think the Niners have the best team.
I do too. I think they're faster than the Ravens. I think that middle is going to be opened up, going to be quick. I think everyone's hung up on Kaepernick screwing up, and I think we would have seen it by now. And as much as he's a part of that offense, it's sort of mistake-free, that pistol offense. You know, he doesn't have to do a ton to win, and
Yeah.
he's not going to screw them, I don't think.
I do wonder, like, what a really physical defense would do against it.
Yeah.
The Ravens proved in those last couple games that they'll just hit the crap out of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't totally care about the helmet-to-helmet fines and things like that. They've all made the agreement, we're just going to hit everybody that comes over the middle or is in front of us. With the pistol, I wonder, like, will they just go after Kaepernick in the first quarter? That was my hesitation with taking the Ravens.
Yeah.
It was just, could they be more physical than San Francisco? But the more I thought about it, San Francisco is probably the most physical team in the league.
Right.
They're the best offensive line. They're the best front seven.
Mm-hmm.
just seems like they could manhandle Baltimore. Baltimore's a little older. The teams that Baltimore beat, Denver, New England, a little more finesse.
Remember 4 weeks ago when Ray Lewis was fumbling every time he touched the ball, and
Ray
Flacco
Rice,
was
yeah.
Ray Rice, sorry,
Yeah.
and Flacco's throwing interceptions. I really think we could see that again. Like that's what the 2 weeks hurts.
They also haven't in their 3 playoff games. I guess luck can scramble a little bit, but that team couldn't block.
Right.
Brady's stationary target. Manning's a stationary target. For the type of defense they have.
So that to me is the reason why I'm good with the San Francisco pick, because I think, based on everything I've read, I'm no deep football scholar, but the way that one of the ways you can counter a pistol offense is by having speed at either a safety position or outside linebacker position, so that that's somebody that's responsibility is tied to the quarterback. And I don't know who on the Ravens jumps out at me as being the guy that can contain Colin.
Physical, yes. Speed, I don't know.
Lewis, you hear him in the press conference. Ray Lewis is saying, "Well, we just need to communicate. That's going to be it." That's how it's solved. That's what Packers did wrong. That's what the Falcons did wrong.
A couple other factors. I think Jim Harbaugh's the best coach.
Yeah.
And to give him 2 weeks to prepare, like you look at what they did to the Packers when they had 2 weeks.
Yep.
And the team.
Why do you? That's interesting to me. I'm processing this. Why is Jim better than John?
It's a good question. I just think he's the best.
I mean, it's the second season.
Why do I have to back up my opinions?
Only for choosing Kaepernick over Alex Smith, he gets tagged as the best coach in the league.
And having the balls to
Having
stick
the balls
to
to
it.
do that.
That's right.
I've watched a few of their games this year where they just seemed really well prepared. Baltimore, they spent the first 3 months winning games by the skin of their teeth. Colts game, they played well.
Well, the 49ers got their ass handed to them. The Giants whooped them.
Well, that was the one. And the Giants were doing something in that game that the Niners figured out how to prevent that from happening again. And nobody's really done that since. It seems like the team, like Seattle was the team that gave them Seattle and the Rams, teams that have repeatedly played them, seems like they're the ones that have had the most success.
And they played physical teams, San Fran now. They used to say, they're in the NFC West, that's a garbage division. Seattle's as good a team as anybody. On both sides of the ball, they're physical. Right. And I think the NFC was better all year. I think teams that didn't make the playoffs, the Bears and Giants, were pretty good for most of the year. Those teams didn't even go playing
My fear with taking the Niners is the way Brady threw on them and the way Matt Ryan threw on them before they stopped. They started running the ball or whatever that happened in the second half.
Don't even worry.
It does seem like you can throw deep on them.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. My only thing, I think I said it yesterday, is my only concern with the Niners was we hadn't seen if they were able to come back against a good team. And down 3 scores against Atlanta, they did it, and they're going to be in this game.
I worry about the field goal kicker situation, too.
That's bad, too.
It's worrisome.
Yeah.
Because if you're making the case for the Ravens, it looks like this. Team of destiny.
Yeah.
They know how to win close games. They hang around. They get a couple big plays here and there. They get some breaks. But you could see them like 10-7. Akers misses the 34-yard field goal. Flacco deep to Torres. All of a sudden it's 14-10. You're like, oh, here we go. And I can totally see that. I don't feel good about. I don't like this pick that much.
I think that's why your coach of the year is gonna shine. They're gonna go on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and 4th and 3. He's not gonna
be
let
super aggressive.
He's not gonna let Akers lose for him.
So another reason I picked the Niners. Older brother, younger brother.
Yeah.
House, you have 2 younger brothers.
I do.
This is from the only child who's come up with this. Yeah.
You have 2 younger brothers.
I do.
The older brother's the alpha dog.
Yes.
He's been beating up.
Yeah.
He's been beating up John Harbaugh his whole life.
Right.
John Harbaugh's gonna upend this.
Yeah.
Like he's probably like, oh crap, I got to go against this guy again. He's always got better girls than me. He used to beat me up. He used to hold my head under the pool. He used to give me noogies. Now I got to try to win the Super Bowl against this guy. He's a better football player than I was.
Yeah. There's a lot involved. The father, more to prove to the father. Jim Harbaugh refunded.
I think this could send John Harbaugh into some sort of a drug and alcohol tailspin. It could be really bad. It could go on a bender. May not be seen for a month.
I think it'll be fine.
You think it'll be fine?
Yeah.
Is there a prop for
that?
that?
The parents already said that they're going to skip the winner and go right to the loser. In terms of the son, yes. That was the other email I read from SB47.
Skip the winner. What does that mean?
They're not going to go, celebrate with the winning son. They'll acknowledge him, but they're going to go spend the time with the son on the losing end.
I would be the opposite. I would go right to the winning
Well, of
kid, and
course
I would
you would.
shun the other kid.
Really?
You failed.
I'm thinking as a kid, that
You
would inspire
embarrass
me
me.
to win. If I heard that, I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with mom and dad. I have to win this game. They're going to go over to the loser and console me. Forget it.
It is funny, like the egos of your kids once you have two kids.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing basketball with my daughter a lot. My son was getting jealous, so I started playing football with him, and he got really good at it. And then she got mad that I was playing too much football with him, and they're just always mad at each other. And there's got to be a tiny bit of that
There's
still,
some
even though these
hostility.
guys are in their 50s.
They're brothers, sure.
Yeah, of
course.
Yeah.
I noticed Dad was over to you before the game. Now that's cool,
Yeah.
but I don't know. House, you have two brothers.
I do.
Is there anything you would lose to them in?
Well, I mean, my one brother
Golf?
is better than me at golf. Yes, he is
He's
a little
better than you at golf?
He is better. I mean, I can beat him 1 out of every 4 times, maybe.
Why don't
but
you try to psych him out?
I can't do it. It's one area that he's just got me beat. I got him on a lot of other things. I'm comfortable enough with my alpha
golf?
position.
What are some
I
of those
give him
other
golf.
things?
You don't want to totally crush him.
What are some of the other things?
What, with me?
Yeah, that you have your brother
Eating.
over. Other than
Eating, right.
IQ,
Eating is one.
eating,
Eating's very important.
social skills, penis size. What else?
That's it. There's nothing else. That's the whole list.
It's a big four.
good
Yeah,
enough.
those are big enough.
It's a great foursome.
It really is.
Should be proud. Let's go over the props.
Let's do it.
Did I miss anything from the game?
No, I
Were
think
those
you
all
should be
decent reasons?
yeah,
The
you
only
should be
reason you
more-
guys were suspect of was I just thought Jim Harbaugh is a better coach than
I think he is. Anyway.
John Harbaugh.
Inexplicably. The thing that scares me, honestly, is the hook. It's just the half point. That's the only thing that I don't
hate
like
the half
about
point
it.
too.
I told you though, this is going to be. We've had too many good Super Bowls in a row now. We have too many, and me being here is going to skew the odds in favor of a blowout again. You know?
The thing that amazes me is that Flacco did not enter my thinking either way.
No, yeah.
You would thought like a year ago I'd been like, and Joe Flacco, him winning this kind of game, I think he's going to choke. Like, I'm actually a little scared of Joe Flacco.
I think he
He's
could
the
lose
thing I was
by
worried
double
about.
digits and it won't be his fault. See, I'm
Yeah.
going the other way with that.
I feel like he's very Eli Manning-ish.
Yeah.
I don't trust him if I'm going against him or for him.
I think it's hard for you to make a pick. He just eliminated your team, so too much goes through your head. Like you don't want to root for the team that just eliminated you. It's especially with
Right.
such a hateful rivalry it's become. But
Well, this is why Sal and I are having an eating contest.
exactly.
Sal was so pissed off that Tony Romo, who,
Don't misrepresent this now. But go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I mean, the Iron Sheik, a very trustworthy source, did a separated at birth on his Twitter.
Yeah.
The Tony Romo and the piece of
Yeah, I know.
separated at birth.
I know.
That's the Iron Sheik.
He's got a lot of issues.
Is that really the Iron Sheik? Because it said it's a verified account.
Yeah, it's the Iron Sheik. Do you follow him?
First of all,
You
I
have
don't
to
follow him, but
follow-
I
you have
have
to
his
follow the
timeline
Iron Sheik.
bookmarked.
Oh,
and
the
I go there
Iron
every
Sheik
once in a while.
an all-time
First
great
of all, how is he
tweeter.
not
Why is he
dead?
on Twitter if you're not gonna follow?
All
him?
the
That's
wrestlers from his era who you would have thought would have
Yeah.
survived versus like the Sheik. Sheik would have
Right.
been in my top
I'll
5.
tell you why. Because
He's
the
the
tweet
greatest.
that he sent today says this. It
does it
says,
say?
well, I'm guessing. I haven't read it, but this is very consistent. It's Friday. Somebody get me a cold beer or go f*** yourself.
Yeah.
That's what he tweets.
And he means it. too.
America,
He
hot
does.
shit.
That's true, aren't those
Wearing
his
those
tweets?
crazy shoes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mild one.
Have you ever
That's
seen the
a mild
YouTube
one.
clip where in the Sheik Hogan match where he's going in the camel clutch and it looks like he's got a boner?
Does he?
Yeah. If you go on YouTube and you Google and you do search for Iron Sheik boner, it comes up. Comes up right away.
That's great. He consistently reminds us on Twitter that he could have broken Hulk Hogan's leg that night, but he went along with the loss.
He probably could have.
He probably could have. But
I
really,
actually-
that's why, Sal, his
is why I
team
wanted
loses. He says, that's it. House
Yeah.
goes down.
I've had enough.
I'm proud to say I was watching live when that happened that night.
What do you mean?
I watched Hulk Hogan beat the Iron Sheik for the title.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it when it happened.
Wow.
It was on because we were
MSG
living in
Network?
Connecticut because
Yeah.
after my parents got divorced and we had the MSG thing and every month they would have those cards.
That was so bizarre. Backlund was champion for 100
best.
years.
So
and
weird.
For him to lose the belt, and then 4 weeks later, Hogan take it from him.
It was they.
Turned it
so
upside
Backlund
down.
like never really got pinned though. Like they rigged it so that the manager
Arnold
threw in
Skolin
the towel.
threw in the towel. Yeah.
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 That was smart. I like that they did that.
It was good.
You know, it wasn't smart having Bob Backlund hold your title for 6 years.
You had a problem with that?
Yeah.
Well, all they could muster in the way of a rival was Sergeant Slaughter.
Hogan
Wasn't much of a
won.
rival.
Wrestling immediately took off.
They
People were like,
did.
wow, wrestling took off. He was like, yeah, you're a good champion now.
Well, who are you gonna have him lose to? The Masked Superstar or Sweet Hanson? Like there weren't too many.
Tony Atlas.
Yeah.
Was the
That's true.
Don
well,
Morocco.
they really should have made Andre the title holder.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to because he could sell out on his
He
own.
was the
He didn't need
people's
the
champ.
title to sell out.
Right.
Yeah, he
so it
was-
was actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
I think Greg the Hammer Valentine could have
They
had a
would've
nice
been
That
run.
would have been great.
They've been good.
I think you could have talked me into Pedro Morales.
Those guys were
I didn't like Pedro.
both intercontinental champions.
I like
could've-
I like the Polish Hammer. You could
You could have talked me into the magnificent one, Don Morocco, who I thought
He
was,
was
wildly
solid.
underrated for about 2 years there.
Yeah. He had no
Fuji
respect
Vice.
for the belt. He would spit on the belt.
Yeah.
That's how little respect he had for the
He
title.
was great. I like that era of the guys when they filmed the promos and it was all about how rich they are.
Yeah.
And, hey, here I am. I'm in Mexico. Here's my boat.
Right.
It's a fun era. They need a rich. Who's the rich character now? I guess they don't really have one.
I don't think. I mean,
I
they
think
had
DiBiase had one of the single best gimmicks ever.
$1 million man. I
He's
mean,
the
they
best.
went to all lengths with that. He was on the Lifestyles of Rich and Famous and everything.
Everyone has a price.
Yeah.
Everyone could be bought.
There was the slam. Could you slam Big John Studd for 15 grand? And Andre did
Oh, yeah.
that at WrestleMania. That was a
good.
big money.
Well,
Very pseudo slam.
Right.
I'm sure that on these props, the over/under for us talking about 1980s wrestling,
Yeah.
probably 2.5 minutes, we're over.
We could have gone under.
Yeah, the under
It should have
loss.
gone under, but
right.
it went over.
It
Let's
went
do the
over.
props.
All right, let's. How do you want to do this? I mean, I have a bunch that I like, and
Yeah, let's hear
Let's
what you
go.
like.
Let's talk about the game props first, not the props relating to the teams.
okay. What do
So
you
you-
mean the game props?
I mean the ones like coin toss, stuff like that.
All right. Well, you're foolish if you bet the coin toss.
Well, the coin toss odds are minus 102.
102. They've gotten smart with that. The
Yeah.
vig is usually minus 110. You pay $10 on every dollar. But then people said, I'm not losing
That's
10%
ridiculous,
on
yeah.
a stupid coin,
Right.
even though it's just like everything else.
Yes.
And then it went down to 5%, and now it's down to 2%.
What's funny is you bet it every year at minus 110.
Yeah, I do. I still get it at 110. There are about 10 things you could bet before the game even kicks off. You could bet the coin toss. You could bet the length of the anthem. You could bet who Obama's going to pick. Well, I'm going with the Ravens there. I think that's a lock.
When's he announcing the pick?
He does a pregame interview. It's usually
That's
like
true. He's too close to Baltimore.
It's like
He's got to
40
pick the
miles,
Ravens.
40 minutes from.
He's running into
Boston.
Ravens fans all the time.
Big
there.
fan of The Wire. He's got to do this for Omar,
the-
right?
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
that's
What's the
interesting.
line
That's a
on
good
that?
angle.
Minus 170 for Baltimore.
Can we parlay that with something?
I think so. Let's do a 5-team parlay before the game even starts.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna start writing these down.
All
Are you
right.
sure that there isn't something to be said for the fact that San Francisco is a bigger market than Baltimore? Because Baltimore is submerged in the DC
Yeah, but what
market.
does he care? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What does he care? He's an elected official.
Yeah.
And-
So they
and-
don't need his. He doesn't need their vote.
Well, the Democrats.
You can go for a third term.
It's important.
Oh, I see.
We could do a sure. First, he could try Bloomberg.
San Francisco's
That doesn't
not going to
work.
turn on Obama, no matter what.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's an excellent point. Okay, Ravens. You have something to say?
Minus 170 seems low to me. I feel
Yeah.
like that should be at least minus
Yeah, I
250.
know. Well, we're
Let's
gonna
get
talk-
on that.
Well, it's going to be 250 after people
I'm
listen
going
to
to call
this.
Barry later and see who he's picking.
I
Thanks
like.
for the token lap, Jacoby. All right.
I like Niners over. It's not a sexy pick at all. I like over 26.5 points. I think it's a high scoring game for them.
Interesting. Niners over
I
26
think
and
they
a half
end up
points.
with 31.
Well, let's think about this though.
Yeah.
Colts get 9. Well, how many did Denver get
Colts get 9.
against Baltimore? Pats got 13.
Oh, spread, you mean?
No,
That's how many they
points.
scored.
The opposing team's
Oh, I
points.
see.
What did Denver? What was the final score in that game?
Man.
27-24, something like that. 23-20.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that
being
was
high
higher
scoring.
scoring. It was in the 30s.
38,
So
35.
Denver is the one team that put points against them.
Yeah.
So do you think that Baltimore's? I mean,
Well, is this Baltimore's only turf game this year? I was trying to look. Cincinnati's not turf, right?
Does turf matter as much as it once did, though?
Well, I think for a
Don't
team
they
like
all
the
play with,
Niners,
like that synthetic grass type
Denver
turf?
was synthetic grass.
It is?
Yeah, it's not pure grass. In
this
Denver.
is going to be the fastest surface the Ravens have played against.
You'd certainly think
Let's
it'd be
think
good
about
for
that.
Kaepernick to be
Yeah.
Right.
indoors on a surface like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
like
I
that.
don't love that one.
All right. Here's one I wrote about, and they're going. Randy Moss under 2.5 receptions.
Under 2.5.
I kind of love it. What are the odds
He's
for
a
under?
decoy. It's even odds.
Oh,
He'll
even
have
odds.
the one out pass like for 15 yards, and
Yeah.
the one where he curls over the middle and falls down immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the under 2.
This guy, he goes to media days. He's the greatest receiver of all time. One way you could tell if it's true, if Vegas ever has you predicted that you're going to make fewer than 3 catches at any point in your career, you're not the greatest of all time. You're just not.
It's a very good point. I think even Jerry Rice, in the low point of his Raiders
Yeah.
career, would have been over 3 catches.
Exactly. What else do I like? Well, I love the Niners, so I'm going 11-13, 7-1, 14-17, 8-1, 18-21, 15 and 22 over.
Oh, you're doing the point thing.
I'm doing it.
So let's talk about the strategy.
Loading in.
This is called the Cousin Sal pyramid strategy.
Love it.
Oh.
Never works.
You pyramid.
like the pyramids.
If you think
no
it's
one
going to
cares
be
Yeah.
a double-digit win,
about it. Yeah.
you basically go, and they have these ranges. Go slower with the odds.
I can't go slow. 11-13 is 7-1.
11-13. They win by 11-13, 7-1.
Okay.
14-17, 8-1. 18-21, 15-1. And 22 plus is 8-1. I gotta tell you, even if you like the Ravens, do it with the Ravens too, because I don't see a close game. I think it's gonna get out of control.
So you feel like there's a lot of Tampa-Oakland parallel
Yes,
here.
right. Couple stupid things. You're looking at.
Do you think somebody's going to accuse the
48-22.
coach of sabotaging the game 10 years later?
There is a prop for that. Yeah.
They are
For over
brothers.
8.5 years. Yeah.
You know how the Williamses would throw Wimbledons to each other?
Oh, is anyone brought
Keep
that
it
up?
within
Is that
the
a prop?
It
Will
is a-
one Harbaugh throw the game to the other?
I am seeing. Will they forego the handshake after, and the winning Harbaugh gives the losing Harbaugh a wedgie? That'd be nice to see. 15-1. No.
They skip
Can
handshake
you bet
and
on
hug.
whether they hug instead of handshake?
That's what I expect. I expect a
You
hug.
can bet the hug, the embrace/handshake will last over under 7 seconds. There is one for that.
Can you bet that the Iron Sheik will get a boner during the hug or no?
That's off the charts. That's happening. Maybe we are missing something though. Like, what if Jim saved John's life when he was 6 and said, "I will make this up to you someday"? You know,
It's the
like a
greatest sports
swimming
movie
accident
I've
or
ever
something.
heard.
Yeah.
Somebody get a treatment.
I do
going.
feel like it's one of the rare stories that everyone's beating in the ground, but I'm fascinated by every single thing I read
Yeah.
about it. It's great.
I read
pretty
every
good.
word of the parents' press conference of the 700 emails that we got from the media.
From
thing.
SB47?
I read every, and it was a ton. It was a really long interview, but for that reason, it's really
How often do
fascinating.
they talk?
How often?
Yeah.
Who, the brothers?
Yeah.
You think it's every week? I don't know.
I don't know. Do you? I don't talk to my brothers every week.
Yeah, because
No.
that's the thing. That the one part
brother's
I never
golfing.
really learned is, are these guys best friends or are
Yeah.
these guys brother friends? Where you check in every week or so.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Because
Interesting.
if they're like best friends, then at some point either over the off season or even during the season, John Harbaugh's like, yeah, it's Ray Rice. We're trying to protect him because he's such a bad blocker on the blitz. Like he's
Right.
spilling these secrets, and Jim Harbaugh's like writing them down
And maybe
just
he's
in case.
misleading them too. Could be the other thing. Yeah. I don't know.
Sal, if you were coaching against your sister Ivy in the Super Bowl, what kind of head games would be going on?
Not to bring wrestling back into it, but I was a huge Rowdy Roddy Piper fan in the day, and she was a big Cyndi Lauper fan. And before the paths had even crossed, so it was miraculous that Roddy is stomping Cyndi Lauper in the middle of the ring, and I'm taunting my sister about it, and she hasn't gotten over it since.
You were taunting her as the
I loved
stomping
it.
was happening?
Absolutely. I was like, look at this, your hero and my hero. A man is beating up a woman. I'm rejoicing.
That's when you went to the counselor.
Yeah, that was it. I took my kilt off and went.
Do you know Sal loved Roddy so much that he wore a kilt in the 80s?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And maybe to school a couple times too?
I went, I had a Hulk Hogan doll and I put a noose around its neck and I would hang it in every class I went to. And I got it on a progress report. For this very reason, I got uncooperative behavior in class on every subject. And then the teachers had to meet with my father.
Well,
He brings a doll in and hangs it.
Yeah.
He points at it. He talks in Roddy's voice.
I do wonder, like, if they had all the little triggers that they have now to determine, like, they overanalyze every kid now, they overdiagnose
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Think how many weird kids. I was a weird kid.
Right.
I gave
true.
myself a Muslim name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I called myself Jabal for like 3 months. Wrote it on papers. They made me parents come in.
That's awesome.
I didn't do anything that weird.
You didn't do it?
No.
You just said weird brothers.
The only thing I ask, you're right, I had two brothers. Just don't bring a doll with me and hang it tomorrow at the restaurant.
Yeah,
No, I won't do it.
Okay, thank you.
House used to eat
You're already
erasers
in my head.
class.
Yeah, I would,
The erasers would be missing.
I would have ordered double what you were allowed to eat on hot dog day.
Hey guys, breaking news. There's good news. Jacoby's skin tone is finally starting to resemble color.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's semblance of pink now.
Okay, we could bet on Jacoby's skin tone by the Super Bowl.
2 hours ago, it looked
Orange.
like white glue.
4-1 orange, purple 3-1. Over under 1,250 times LL Cool J licks his lips in NCIS promos.
Oh!
I got to take the over.
Going over?
Yeah.
They're going to show a lot of them.
They're going to show 1,000 of those commercials, and there's 7 licks per commercial.
I think so.
So that's 7,000.
House, you were really into that whole musical scene at the time. Would you ever predicted that he would have the best staying power of any of the artists from that era?
Is that true? Let me think about this.
Basically is. It really is.
He's the most commercially viable, but he just not by a ton, because Ice-T had a pretty extended run, on
if we'd had this conversation,
Law and Order
if we'd had a
shows.
podcast in 1993 and we said, which one of the hip hop / rap people are going to be the most relevant to people under 30, 20 years from now?
The first thing you have to ask, do you count Will Smith?
He would not have been in the top.
Do you count Will Smith at that point?
Yeah.
You do
I
count
guess
him
if you
because
do
he had
hip-hop,
cred,
yes.
right?
Yeah, well, we wouldn't have guessed Will Smith won LL Cool J too.
I would think Hootie would be up there, a little higher than he is. We don't say nothing.
I will say though, I always thought Will Smith was going places.
You did? Yeah.
He was like
He was
overqualified to
very
be on the
talented.
Fresh Prince. Like
Yeah.
you watch Fresh Prince, you go like, wow, this guy,
Yeah.
who was the guy? Alfonso Ribeiro. Like Alfonso Ribeiro is no match for the acting going on right now. Neither is the bald guy with the beard.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
Snoop Dogg has his own. He has like a public access show.
I guess Snoop Dogg would be
Yeah.
on
He's
that
been
conversation too.
Sure.
I would have
Staying
not
power.
believed that Snoop Dogg was going to be alive.
That was the one. That's the one.
Yeah,
that
I would
really,
have. I would have say he was a minus 800 favorite to not be alive. In
I'm
20
glad he
years.
is though.
Yes, we all.
I'm
are.
glad
If
that
you
he's
had
alive.
gone Tupac versus Biggie versus Snoop in 1992, who's
Ooh.
alive 20 years from now? Who would you have picked?
Interesting.
I would probably would have picked Biggie. He
throw-
seemed like the least.
I think I would have
beef
picked Biggie
inciting.
too.
No, you can't
You
take.
definitely would have picked Tupac.
He was morbidly obese.
I know that is
That's
the
true,
counter
like, he
argument.
might have
That
been.
is the counter argument.
Easy out.
Easy was gone.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
All right, what else we have? Let's see. Okay, 5-1 odds. You could actually bet this. Alicia Keys will be booed during the national anthem.
Oh, we talked about this yesterday with with who? Tracy Morgan.
Oh, we did. Oh, that's
Why
right.
would
yeah.
anybody boo her during
I
the national
agree,
anthem?
Because they have 5-1 on her. That's to get booed. That's why they would do it.
Well, who's measuring the boo?
I
How
think
audible does the boo have
it
to be?
has to be. Yeah, that's it. Well, I'll bring a
But
megaphone.
that was loud enough. That would be picked up.
It has to be reported by a major news outlet.
Basically, the only way she'd get booed is if she badly screwed up
Right.
the lyrics.
Yeah.
But she's not going to do that.
5-1 is 5-1.
No, she's a great American.
I
She's
went
not
to
gonna get booed.
a Clippers Oklahoma City game a week and a half ago, and the guy took some liberties with the song.
He got
I
booed?
was surprised it didn't end up being like a sports blog thing.
Well, she said
He
she's going
switched like 4 words.
Oh,
no.
really? You don't
Yeah.
switch words.
I'm against
But
that.
I think he switched them because he didn't know them.
Well, we may want to go over with the 2 minutes, 15 seconds, whatever, because she says she claims she's going to make it her own. And
I will say that's one of my favorite bets. I think it's really exciting to watch
It
the
comes
Star
down
Spangled
to the
Banner. You look
wire.
at it.
What are the odds on the over?
well, it's 2 minutes 15. You get it, minus 110 either way. Yeah.
Okay, it's even.
So Keys over Anthem.
Yeah, it might be 205. I'm not sure.
I didn't know if they gave odds.
I think it was 215. I think you're right.
215?
Yeah.
All right.
I like that
one.
pick. That's my second favorite one.
She could turn it into American Pie. I mean, it could go on and on.
She's gonna want to get this
Yeah.
thing going. And,
Right.
Yeah.
All right, here's one you'll like. And I did some research on this. Bernard Pollard under 7.5.
Stop it. I don't like
Under
it. I don't like
solo
this
system.
already.
Listen to me. He has it out for your team. You know this already. He's been in 6 playoff games. 12 tackles and 9 tackles against the Patriots. 2, 4, 5, and 0 against all other teams.
Is that true?
Yes. He hates your team.
That's Sal research.
I looked it up.
What did we do to Bernard Pollard?
Isn't that insane? You have to look into that. Was he snubbed in the draft? Like, did you? Why would you take him in the first place?
Here's my take. Not to talk too long about Boston sports assassin Bernard Carmel Pollard.
Yeah.
I think he took so much heat for the Brady injury, and he felt like that wasn't his fault. Like he was just trying to get to him, and ever since then he's had it out.
Right.
The Welker one wasn't really his fault. He just happened to be standing near Welker. Gronkowski, he definitely gave a little extra, and then Ridley, he just.
I think Bill Belichick must have called him once and pretended he was a girl and tried to get him to be his girlfriend.
I can see that.
And that's what really turned him against the Pats. That's my theory. Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's funny.
Do you guys think it's going to be the highest NFL draft rating ever?
Why? This year?
Because of Teo.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't watch that? Who doesn't want to see him get drafted?
You think there'll be a doubt?
The answer is nobody. Everyone wants to see him get drafted.
Oh, what's the over/under on him being allowed to physically be at the green room and physically at the draft?
Oh, he'll be there.
They'll have him. I mean, it's going to be a circus. It'll be a complete sideshow.
Have I given you my theory on what I think he should do? I've been meaning to work this into something. I think he's got to own it. Like, you look at what Michaela Maroney did.
Own what? What the hell's even going on?
Well, so Michaela Maroney had that face. Everybody was like, aha, look how bad she was.
Yeah.
And she just owned it. There was the meme, and then she did the face on Instagram, and she started doing it, and it was diffused in a week. The smartest thing he could do is do some sort of commercial with, like, his imaginary girlfriend or something.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like for Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Teo. I'm here with my girlfriend, Lynette Cacao, and there's nobody in the other seat. People are like, oh, that's great. He has a sense of humor about it. What a good guy.
He could come on Kimmel and do a Lennon remake of Imagine. We just change the words.
Just own it. Do like 3 or 4 things to be like, I'm an idiot. This was stupid. Can you believe that guy? And then you have fun with it. People forget about it. They move on.
Well, I don't know if we talked about it. Like when he gets drafted, what's it going to be like on draft day? And it's like, hello, this is so-and-so, the GM of the Bills. We're happy to have you aboard. Like, stop screwing with me.
Yeah, who is this?
Call. I'm not taking this call. Hang up.
Put your Skype on.
You won't believe anything ever again.
Well, that's why he's got to physically be there. That argues in favor of him being at the draft.
I like this one. 7-1 odds. Alex Smith swaps Colin Kaepernick's Gatorade for liquid Drano.
Oh, or spikes it with performance enhancers.
That's right.
How many shots do you think they'll have of him during the game? Is that a prop?
Alex Smith? No, they don't have that one.
That would have been a great one.
Shots of him just staring out in the field sadly?
Yeah.
Why would he be sad? He's at the Super Bowl.
What's longer, David Akers' longest field goal or Alex Smith's face?
I don't think over-competitive Bill would be able to handle getting benched halfway through the season for another guy and then having to stand there on the sidelines.
It's such a messed up thing.
I'd be a psychopath.
You can't be happy for your team.
Right? I'd be undermining it left and right.
Yeah.
I'd be so unhappy. I'd be really angry.
Yeah.
That's why you don't play team sports.
Yeah, that's why. That's why nobody likes me.
3-1 odds. CBS cuts to Ray Lewis's far more successful brother Emmanuel in the crowd. That's the brother story I want to see, right? The Lewis brothers.
Well, what about his Uncle Marvin?
Marvin?
Yeah, Marvin will be there, right?
Is that his uncle?
No.
Oh.
Huey?
Huey, definitely. It's a shame he couldn't play in the halftime show.
That would be the best brother combo that ever lived.
Oh, yeah.
Ray and Emmanuel.
Be terrific.
You know, Ray's a lot bigger than I am, but I always feel like we had the same heart. We forgot to mention, we forgot to thank our friends from Diageo.
Yeah, they're
finding you guys hotel rooms.
Late notice.
Putting up the 2 combatants.
Yeah.
In the same hotel.
There was really a chance that tomorrow's eating challenge was going to be canceled.
Yeah.
And they helped us out.
I'm not kidding. He bit his lip during lunch today, so
I really
we almost
did.
had to postpone it anyway.
I really did. I have a.
He almost had an injury?
I'm powering through this podcast right now.
He chews too hard. He's a crazy eater.
I had what I ordered for lunch. There was a big gravy-laden bread duck dish. You know, it was a duck debris po' boy, and I was using both a fork and the bread. You know, it was a double scoop action. And I tined the fork tine right into the inside of my lip. So I'm not making excuses for tomorrow already.
No,
but you know,
minor injury. It might have swung the line a little bit. Might have affected it.
It's gonna be dead even. What else do we want to talk? Oh,
what is the best Diageo product, by the way? Or what's one of
don't
them?
put me on the spot here.
Diageo makes two products that have been in my house for a while. Guinness, Kettle One.
Really?
I do not drink Guinness, but I find like the people that we went to college with will always, including our buddy Jacko,
Yeah.
always be available for Guinness.
Well, the Kettle One, that's my drink. Kettle One martini, up with olives.
All right.
I
Because
walk in,
Kettle One,
Thank you,
our
Diageo.
friend Daniels has an email, Kettle One. You know that, right?
Yes.
Daniel at kettle1.com or something? No, it's Kettle One.
It was
Daniel
Kettle
dot com.
One with a verb at gmail.com.
Oh, right. He's a lunatic. How is he not here?
I don't know. All right, keep going.
All right, let's just go through it. I don't know. I'm gonna read. There's over under points. There's 18 pages. I have these posted around my hotel room. I'm sort of like a serial killer, trying to see what I'm gonna bet
Like
on.
Claire Danes at Homeland?
It's really bad. I have the cork board and just staring at it and walking
Pattern
back
of
and
drop
forth.
bets?
You have that, and you also have a pocket full of hundreds. Every time I see you, I see
Yeah,
another
that's
100.
right.
So are you taking hundreds and sticking them to the ones
That's
that you like
what
on
I'm
the wall?
gonna do. I'm about to lose it with Simmons at the blackjack table right after this, but.
Yes, sir.
Good times.
There's longest field goal, shortest field goal, all that stuff. You could bet on the jersey number, over under what jersey number is going to be the first touchdown. They
what's the
conveniently-
over under?
They have it at 27.5. Ray Rice is 27, right?
Ooh. Wow.
Quarterbacks would be under if they ran it
So
in.
any quarterback,
Right.
Ray Rice, Bernard Pierce is over that because I think he's in the 30s.
And all the receivers are over.
Gores are
Gore's under, right? Isn't he 22?
Yeah.
The
Bowman
tight ends and
over.
receivers are all over.
Yeah.
Well, Crabtree's 15.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Crabtree.
wow.
This might be stacked with the
Ooh.
under here.
What
We
are
like
the
the
odds?
under.
I kind of like this
minus
one.
115.
Coach
like
likes
the
under. Interesting.
Under 27.5.
Who are we forgetting?
What's Kaepernick's number?
So that's one where you do it and then Anquan Bolden catches
Torrey
touchdown.
Smith, Anquan Bolden.
Those
They're
guys, any
over.
defensive player.
Any defensive player except the safety.
What's
Ed Reed's.
that? Do we have that one for
Right, Ed Reed's
first
under.
touchdown?
Yeah.
Will not be. Will be like either defensive touchdown, special teams, or
Is it-
safety.
will there be a special teams or defensive? Is yes is plus 150. Will the first one be? Let me see.
I hit that once. It was basically the field in the, or maybe it was for a player in the Baltimore Giants Super Bowl.
Oh.
I bet the field. This is before they figured out how just to put every player on it. But I bet the field for first touchdown. It was Brandon Stokely, who I've always loved ever since, even when he went against the Patriots, because
What kind of odds you get on that?
it was like 18-1.
Oh,
It was
my.
some crazy number for the
Great
field.
winner.
Last year, the big one, not to keep talking about our friend Daniel, our crazy friend Daniel, but the big one last year was the first score of the game will be a safety. And these odds ran from 40 to 100 to 1, depending on where you bet it.
Yeah.
And if you bet both teams, first score is a safety by the Giants, first score is a safety by the Patriots.
Oh, the intentional grounding.
Well, it wasn't intentional.
Well-
He got called for grounding, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brady
grounding
in the end zone. Yeah. Oh, it was called intentional grounding, right? But and it was debatable, right? He threw
Not only
deep
was it
over the
debatable,
middle.
I thought it was one of the fishier referee-related gambling moments that have ever happened. Because
Yeah.
what were the odds on the safety?
I mean, like I said, it varied.
Between 40 and 100.
It was
Yeah,
like,
you could have got like
depending on where you got it.
75 to 1 on
Yeah,
that.
and our friend Daniel did, and he's a big Patriots fan. He's jumping up and down. And the team's down
Yeah.
2-0. How dare you?
So if you were, let's say you're the end zone lineman,
Yeah.
you put $100 down, or you put $1,000 down on safety. You have
would know?
somebody do that,
Yep.
and then it's like, man, anything close, I'm calling it.
Yep. It's a good idea.
Because it was a really shaky call too.
Right.
He threw it over way down the field, like down the middle of the field, because he thought a receiver was going one way and the guy went the other way. It wasn't
I
a
think
grounding.
you see it 24 times during the regular season.
Yeah,
It's
I'd never
called.
seen that
Right.
call,
No.
specific play called a safety.
Largest lead, 14. I like it over. I think these games get out of hand. Even if they don't, they come back.
No, that's basically even
Yeah,
odds or around.
Even
some.
odds, yeah.
So let's go to some of the player bets,
All right.
like Flacco, over under touchdowns, or Kaepernick over touchdowns, stuff like that.
All right. They have Flacco where we throw first quarter touchdown, second quarter, it keeps going on.
What's the one? What about Kaepernick? Will his first throw be an interception or a touchdown?
Kaepernick's on the 49ers. Yeah. What will come first? Touchdown?
Yeah, I like that. That's always one of my favorites.
Let me find that.
Who was the quarterback that was like the all-time greatest money bet for?
For that, he
Oh,
will
Tony
throw it.
Romo.
Oh, that's really good. I'll flip this freaking table over. You'll see. There will be no eating contest. Kaepernick first pass will be completion over incompletion. Will he throw an interception? Yes, minus 145. You're looking for touchdown versus interception,
Well,
right?
will he throw an interception minus 145?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
You
Ed
think he
Reed's not
will?
going to pick him off once?
Right.
No.
We'll throw one interception?
I like that one.
He threw one against Green Bay. Did he throw one last week or against Atlanta?
No, he didn't throw one against Atlanta.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't bet against that guy. Will he score a rushing touchdown?
You're
Yes.
afraid of Kaepernick.
Plus 115. He's very, very good. I think that's... Oh, okay. Touchdown pass minus 225. Interception plus 180. Which will he throw first?
Interception before the touchdown.
Is plus 180.
I think that's a nice bet.
Really? Yeah, because he could have a good game and not throw a touchdown
could-
pass.
Not throw a single one.
That's
Yeah.
true. I also like if you talk yourself into a Baltimore narrative, one of the things that's going to be important is the pressure that they get up front, and that means guys with their hands up, tip balls at the line. I like that, a tip ball interception angle, if you like Baltimore in this.
I got to be honest. I don't think they're going to get near Kaepernick in this
Really?
game. I don't think they have a very good pass rush.
Well, I was thinking that under
Even against the
4.5.
Patriots, Brady had time to throw most of that game.
Yeah. I think the
Not so much
sacks
the
are at
second
4.5.
They were
'cause-
in the backfield in the
Because
second
in the
half.
second half, they realized we didn't have a deep threat, and they just moved everybody up and started hitting everybody in front of them and going after them,
Yeah.
and we never really adjusted.
They need to
You
communicate.
can't do that against
They
Kaepernick.
need to
Ray
communicate.
Lewis says you need to communicate. Oh, it actually is a good Kaepernick one. 75-1 odds that he celebrates the Super Bowl by getting a chin hair patch tattoo.
A chin hair patch tattoo.
Yeah, so it's permanently there. He doesn't have to worry about grooming.
Interesting.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Can
Not
people
enough?
do that?
Should we hire?
150 to 1, I'm in. 75, not enough.
Oh, here we go. 15-1 odds. Alex Smith spends his entire season salary on Kaepernick voodoo dolls in the French Quarter.
That already happened.
We're gonna see.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Is there a bet that Alex Smith will attempt to pass in this game?
You know, I
Because if
didn't
you're
see it on
following the
this.
Bledsoe
There is a
Brady
bet.
narrative,
Barnwell had this in his. Barnwell stepped all over the
How
Sal
dare,
prop
bud.
thing.
Is
by the
there
way.
any communication at all?
no,
in
he did
Grantland?
that last year too.
Oh, it is.
But
It was
there-
twice
there is a
he
prop
screwed me over.
that says somebody other than Flacco or Kaepernick will throw a pass.
Over
so
under
if you
2
think that
touchdowns.
Alex Smith is going to throw
Right.
a pass, that's what you get.
So it'll be that anybody other than Kaepernick or Flacco throws a pass?
Yeah.
Over under 2.5 players will throw a pass. I think that's what.
Oh, I love that
Right,
bet.
right.
You do?
So
2.5
yeah, that
players,
covers
that's right.
The running
the
back. will throw
Kaepernick
it.
injury, running back throw,
Yeah.
any special teams fake, which Harbaugh loves to do.
Yeah. Let me
Notice how I
find
didn't
that
say
one.
which Harbaugh. Ah. What about is there? I thought there was a bet about the how many times they'll say Harbaugh or some
Yeah,
some
there is.
tweak. I thought it was 2.5. Over 2.5 times.
Yeah,
somebody
that's
will
what
say
it was.
Harbaugh.
It was 2.5.
I'm betting on that one.
You like the over?
Oh, I think they say it like 7 times.
Well, we're not even gonna be. We're gonna be at the game. We're not gonna be hearing it.
Oh, we can't root for it, you mean?
Well, how are we gonna know? I mean, I guess they'll print it out somewhere, but
Let's not go to the game then. I'm more interested in the Harbaugh bet.
that's more important.
Yeah, I really am. I want
No, we
to keep
have-
track of everything.
How are we gonna collect on the Alicia Keys booing bet if we don't go to the game?
True.
That's-
True.
10-1 odds. David Akers misses a field goal so wildly it goes into the crowd and kills the third unknown Harbaugh brother, Winston.
Cliff?
Yes.
Cliff Harbaugh?
Cliff Harbaugh chokes on a hot dog.
From the Akers kick. The loose Akers ball.
When I was in high school, my buddy Jim, he had this big house, and there was this floor at the way top that for some reason, we never went up there. And we always joked that that's where his brother Cliff lived. 'Cause he had like 5 brothers and sisters. So he disappeared. I was like, where are you going? Feeding Cliff? And we just got like miles and miles of jokes
That's
out
where
of
he
that.
is.
And I think Cliff Harbaugh should be the next generation of that joke.
Ray Lewis, 50-1 odds. He skips God and thanks his boys in One Direction.
In One Direction?
Yeah. That's who he credits for the win.
Are they
Says that.
Christians? I need to know this.
Who else?
I think House thought that was a real prop.
I was following along with it.
So, like you said,
What were the first 3 years? We had
first year was Gary Russell. I
Gary
bet
Russell. Will he?
He will not score a touchdown. And not only did he score one touchdown, he scored the first touchdown. And after 3 tries from the one. So that was a disaster.
And you were like laying heavy odds on that too, right?
Yeah. And then I had John Kuhn under like 2.5 receptions.
And they threw to him like over and over again until he got
I think
it.
he had 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then last year, I battled back with Henry Heinowski, over 4.5 yards receiving. And he, in the first quarter, these were all done in the first quarter, I think, by the way. And he had like 3 receptions. He's by far my favorite Giant of all time. Should have had him instead.
Not saying that much.
No, I know. Now this year, the big pick, San Francisco 49ers fullback Bruce Miller, over 0.5 receptions, minus 130. It's a winner.
Bruce Miller.
Bruce Miller.
The fullback?
Bruce
The
Miller.
fullback. Out of Central
Minus
Florida.
0.5 receptions. I have to be honest, I've watched a lot of Niners football this year, and I don't know who Bruce Miller is. How much does he play?
He plays a lot. I think he had 10 receptions over the last 6 regular season games. He's been shut out of the playoffs. But my reasoning is, everyone's afraid of Kaepernick. He's got to get the butterflies out. He's going to go throw a quick pass
Quick dumper.
to Bruce Miller. Easy 4 or 5 yard gain. Easy money.
Easy money.
Telling you.
Bruce Miller.
Bruce Miller.
So this is basically let me bet on the fullback every week, every Super
No,
Bowl.
no,
This
no.
is basically the fullback bet.
Well, Gary Russell was an established tailback.
Was he? Oh, he was their goal line back.
He was a goal line back.
But you concentrate on bigger goal line situation, 4th and 1 type
I
guys
looked
to
for a
make a
name
play.
I've never seen before.
Yeah, that too.
No, but this is going to be good. I linked his highlight reel on the YouTube to my Grantland column. He's a good player. Over a half reception. I'm telling
Bruce
you. Toby.
Miller.
Yes, Bruce Miller. Central Florida. Used to be a
So all it
defensive
needs is
end.
one.
Yeah, then you're done.
Who's announcing the game?
Sins and Nance.
Nance.
So
Yeah.
all I have to hear is Nance say the word.
Bruce
And
Miller.
out of the fight to Bruce Miller. And
That's
he's
it.
going to run for 4 yards. That's it. You won the bet.
The
Yep.
Miller Miracle.
That's the one.
Why did you set on him and not Vontae Leach over 1.5 catches or something?
I've seen his name before a few times.
Okay.
No, Bruce Miller's going to win. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, Jacoby.
And what do we have for an over-under in this game?
47.5. By the way, Bruce Miller, number 49. How did the 49ers not throw to number 49? Bruce Miller. It's a winner.
Is there any chance this line can go to 3?
I think so. I would think that.
I think so,
you
too.
talked about a lot of people like love the Ravens. I wonder where the money is. Is it just not backing it? You don't think so?
I think it could go to 3.
You and I
too.
bet the Niners. It's definitely going to 3. People
Yeah.
hear that.
Well, we've had a good playoff stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You were 8-2. I was 7-3.
I somehow covered both spreads last week without getting either pick right.
Really?
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is always fun when that happens.
Yeah, I took the Ravens to beat New England and Denver, and I still like San Fran this week.
The 2 games I didn't pick correctly, I picked wrong for dumb reasons.
Which one were they?
One was I went with Chuck Strong.
That was
Just
dumb.
threw
Yeah.
all logic out, just
Yeah.
picked Chuck Strong, and took instead of just taking 4 favorites this week and trying to go 3-1 and hoping for 4-0. Then the
Yeah.
other one was I went with the Aaron Rodgers FU game in San Francisco
Oh, right.
and forgot the part that his effing defense had to play half the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't matter how big of an FU he was trying to do. If your defense is going to suck,
Right.
It's an issue.
yeah, it's a problem. Well, we
Wait.
just had to edit Sal's best joke of the podcast
Wow,
out.
that was
but,
really good.
let's-
the good news is you went over on edits for the podcast. I think that was 8.5. That was the
way
8th one.
over. Yeah.
Who knew there were so many Junior Seau
What's-
fans? We get it in one way or another.
Let's talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, let's talk about
Just for a
tomorrow.
second. What's the line on throw-ups?
Nobody's throwing up.
No, but I
You
will
won't
say
do it.
this: I don't think you should be able to go to the bathroom.
I asked this yesterday.
Yeah.
Why not?
If I hear he could.
I'll go with an envoy. I'll go with
Oh, that's perfect.
yeah, chaperone.
Why should
You
go
can
to
come.
No.
The bathroom's not the threat for him. It's he just goes into hiding.
I don't know.
Like that time in Portland when he went in the empty
Oh,
phone
really?
booth. Yeah, he'll just disappear.
I
And
did. I
regroup.
bought myself some time.
I'm
He tries
worried
to
he's
regroup.
spraying
I
deer
ordered-
antler spray on his.
On his-
I already did
system,
that. That was this morning. The,
He sat at a deer antler.
yeah, if I see an empty phone booth at this restaurant, I don't. Where is this? We're
not
keeping it
saying.
low. We're keeping
yeah,
it low.
It's a secret
Can't say, right?
location.
Got it.
We're not going to
Secret
say
location.
one until people show the clip.
Got
Yeah.
it.
You realize, that House more than once has eaten so much that he's gone back to wherever he was staying and taken off all his clothes and laid on a cold bathroom floor.
What?
That's one of his
That's
moves.
true.
Eating?
That's one
Yeah.
of my moves. Yes. It helps
You like
me recover.
hallucinated?
No, it's not a hallucination. It's a recovery. It's part of the recovery.
That's great.
Take a big meal, and then I like to be free, so I get out all my garments. And I like a nice cool surface to lay down.
Wow.
And put my belly on. It's if a man could get pregnant, this is how I would imagine I would get myself, make peace with the world.
This is where the parallels between house and a dog really become profound. Because that's what my dog does after he's eats too much or he's overheated.
Right.
He goes to the spot in our
that's
bathroom and he lies on it.
Well, God bless.
that's what House
God
does.
bless Diageo, but there's no way you're getting nude laying on our hotel floors where we are.
I looked at the floor last night. We had a big meal last night. I looked at the floor. No chance. No chance I was getting on
Maybe
that
he'll
floor.
just lie in the street.
Won't be cold enough. I need a cool surface.
Can we walk through what your eating plans are tonight? Do you guys empty stomach heading into this tomorrow, or
What time is this thing tomorrow? It's also at
what time is it? 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. So it's we can't not eat between when we wake up and I've never waited till 2 o'clock to eat.
I probably won't eat.
Really?
Yeah. I feel okay.
Now he's playing head games.
Kinda
Giving
psych you out there a
giving
little
up
bit.
some
I
strategy.
like that one bit.
I'm gonna have a little
Well, I've
coffee.
seen House will do that. House will subsist on coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll save himself for the big meal.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Really?
I'm not even gonna go big tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pretty small tonight.
I don't believe
What
that.
are these
oysters.
rules, Jacoby? Do we know what
Well,
the
here are
rules
the
are?
rules. So-
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, let's hear the rules.
Tailor-made for
the
House's
first time.
strengths.
Hey, look, as soon as they start Sal Eats,
That's true.
they'll make
It is
the
your
rules
It's
for you.
it's figure eating. We're gonna have judges.
Okay.
We're gonna
we
watch
don't know
you
who the
eat.
judge are, but
We don't know who the judges
we
are.
do know they've
I'm gonna
all
be one
known
of them.
House longer than they've known
Not
me.
true.
That's not true.
All right.
And they're going to judge the performance. We're going to keep bringing out food
Uh-huh.
until both of you have decided to stop eating. So that would be part of the performance. If House stops and you say, no, I'm still hungry, I'm just going to keep eating, and you eat for another half hour, we measure that into your performance.
So what's the eating equivalent of a triple sow cow? This is figure eating.
That's right.
Well, I think,
Here's the problem I have with that.
yeah,
Let's say I'm course after course, I'm beating him consistently, or he's beating me, and then the other person, and then that person's like, I can't eat anymore. Someone's going to get a second wind at some point after
but
an
then
hour
the
and a half.
judges will have to figure out how to evaluate that. If he's eating,
Right.
if he's House is more of a long distance runner as an eater.
I know, this is not fair to me.
You can be a long distance runner or a sprinter. If we said first person 150 shrimp wins, you're winning.
You win.
I know.
Yeah, you're winning that. But if we said first person to 700 shrimp,
Right.
now it's an argument, which is what we might do.
Oh,
I like the 700 shrimp idea.
I'll give that a try. Or one of these places down here has an oyster challenge. 15 dozen oysters.
Yeah.
How many is that? That's like
That's
180 oysters?
37,000 oysters.
It's 37,000. That's a big number.
180 oysters? That's
It's
disgusting.
really whoever gets the first bad oyster loses, right? Isn't that what it is?
Well, the thing is, if you eat 180 oysters, the odds are you will get a bad oyster.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I'd say the odds are like 1 in
360
100.
oysters between the two of you? Yeah. Oh, let's do that.
Well, I don't know. I think if you eat a bad oyster, you get sick immediately, and then we can keep going.
Oh, that's true.
Well, 2 o'clock at the Crazy Lobster tomorrow.
Oh, no. You will not
It should
see
be
us there.
amazing. They're dipping the lobsters in green poop right now, getting ready for you.
I wish you luck.
I wish you
really
luck.
do.
Good luck. Thank you.
This is going to be
House,
okay.
before we go, can you talk about the Resurgent Wizards very quickly?
Oh, I would love to. They lost a little momentum here the last couple of games, but this is exactly the team that the management of the Washington professional basketball franchise had in mind at the beginning of the season, and it really does, I think, respond to all those John Wall doubters. A lot of people are John Wall haters and John Wall doubters.
Is he like 21?
He's very young. He's one of the 3 fastest players in the league, and he sets up the team in a way that greatly increases their chances at winning basketball games, at being competitive at basketball games. Last year, this is a true fact, this is a stat that can be checked, he led the league by quite a bit in assists to corner threes. And as the analytics in professional basketball have come into prominence, people like to think about professional basketball under the lens of several layers of statistics. That's a very meaningful statistic to have a point guard that can get to that corner three, because it's the most profitable shot in all professional
Fired
basketball.
up in
true.
minute 57 of the podcast.
Yes.
It's good. Well,
Yeah, it's
I
about
knew
my
he'd have
team.
some Wizard
It's
stuff.
about my team.
Well, but the problem is you're heading toward no man's land where you get
We're
like
already
28
there.
wins and
Yeah.
you get the 8th pick instead of the 4th one.
Right. The team preferred the no man's land of 41 wins and making the playoffs so that they could say, well, we made the playoffs.
Yeah.
John Wall made the playoffs in his first
Right.
3 years. I mean, it's a little
But
bit
it's
of
a
a
classic
fool's
case of
gold
the
thing.
front office having their own interests
Yes.
instead of the fans' interests.
That's right.
You know what's going to happen, as is cursed with all your Washington sports. They're going to sit John Wall. We're going to have to decide whether they sit him to save the franchise like they did with Steven Strasburg, like they didn't do with RG3.
Right.
It's going to be tough.
Would you rather eat at the Crazy Lobster again or watch Jan Vesley for the next 10 years?
Is Jan Vesley's girlfriend involved?
No, just Jan. He has to
Crazy
play 20
Lobster.
minutes a game for the next 10
Crazy
years. Or
Lobster.
you could have one Crazy Lobster bill.
One crazy lobster.
Crazy
What did you think of the Rudy Gay
Crazy
trade?
Lobster.
I thought it was fair for all 3 teams. I thought it improved everybody. I know what Toronto's trying to do, and I understand why the Hollinger analysis, the auto analysis, had Toronto at losing wins as a result of it.
You familiar with this?
What is this then?
So John Hollinger worked for ESPN.com. He's our stat guy. He was a really good basketball writer, and he got hired by the Grizzlies to be part of their front office. We had this trade machine where you can make up fake trades, and the result.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Hollinger comes in and says that improved this team by 3 wins,
Wow.
or this team went deproved by 1 win or whatever.
Right.
So if you put that trade in that they made, Toronto, the team that traded Rudy Gay, decreased by 6 wins according to Hollinger.
Wow.
Auto
So his
Hollinger.
automated Hollinger said, yeah, this trade's terrible for this team, 6 wins. But he was the one trading with
Live
them.
Hollinger trade
Live
that's
Hollinger
funny.
was like, I like this trade. And automated Hollinger was like, this is a terrible trade.
for the other team.
For the other team.
Yeah.
But, I thought Toronto had to do it.
Me too.
I think Rudy Gay hasn't played well for 2 years. You look at the stats, and it's shocking.
Yeah.
It's a 40% shooter, 31% from 3.
Not to bring it back to Washington, but one of the rumors was that the Washington team was considering Bradley Beal straight up for Gay.
Oh, that would have been a disaster.
Well, Beal's stats over the last 6 weeks were superior to Gay's in all
Yeah.
meaningful categories.
I think it's funny. 'Cause I think there is a perception that he's a good player, and this happens in sports sometimes, where you just don't look at what the guy did lately. Because Darren Williams is like that too. He's like, oh, Darren Williams is an all-star. It's like he hasn't been an all-star for 2 years, and Rudy Gay hasn't been good for 2 years. But the question is,
Right.
was it the team?
That's
was
right.
the reason that why he was good? And
He
I
was
do think that
injured
was
for a
part of
big
that.
chunk of it. Like he lost interest. The team's identity changed while he was gone. So where does he fit? He was the man for a stretch.
Got 2 big guys in the paint. He doesn't have a lot of room to operate.
Right.
He might be a power forward too.
I think he could be completely revived in Toronto.
I think it was a good trade for them. He's best friends with Kyle Lowry.
I don't know what any of this has to do with Bruce Miller catching more than a half a pass.
Well,
on Sunday.
I also thought it could be a disastrous trade for them because if it doesn't work out, and he is the guy who he's been the last 2 years, now you have $40 million per year committed to him, DeMar DeRozan, Landry Fields.
That's the
You're
gamble.
screwed. You're done at that point.
That's right. That's the gamble, though.
That's a lot.
I guess. I said on TV that I didn't like the trade that much, and I looked at it more carefully, and they kind of had to do it. What other gamble was out there for them to take?
I think Memphis is better as a result of it. I don't think that they're really losing
They
too
might not
much.
be better.
They gain diversity on the bench. And we know from the playoffs that you have to have a lot of different options, guys that can slide into
Well, for
different
what
slots.
Rudy was doing for that team,
Did their odds
not a
go
lot.
Tayshaun Prince might not have been that much of a downgrade.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Their odds got hurt.
They did?
I think the problem is it's more of a mental thing for them though, because if you're on that team and they trade your 3rd best player for somebody who's not as good as him, you're bummed out and you're like, what are we doing?
Well, let me just say, I took a red eye from 1:40 a.m. from LAX to Memphis, and when I landed at 6:50, people didn't seem to care one way or another. Yeah.
Looking for coffee?
Thank you, ESPN.
Sal, if Jimmy Show traded Jill Lederman to Toronto for a producer who wasn't as good,
Yeah.
wouldn't you be upset as part of the Jimmy Kimmel Live team?
She would do an interview and she would cry, and I would play it forever and ever. I'd love to have her stay, but I don't know. I think
That's already happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. I'll link that. I should tweet that out. That's a great link.
I've never seen it.
She's from Chicago. She gave this interview about like her rise.
She's gonna love this.
And the interviewer asked her about her father, like the influence of her father, and she gets choked up.
Still alive, her father. Very healthy man. He's going to
choked up.
Going to outlive all of us. Yeah.
In a way that could have been perceived as contrived.
Oh, no.
You didn't give her the benefit of the doubt?
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying. Knowing her, I know it wasn't contrived, but if you watched it, you would have thought she was gunning for the Emmy.
I didn't even care.
But that's actually what she's really
her
like.
Her big line, the woman, there's a woman interviewing her, and she said, "You're going to make me all teary, Janet." And now I go around all day saying, "You're going to make me all teary, Janet." I don't know whether to make T-shirts.
How many Cody points is that?
It's a lot.
Is it over 100?
Very many. I didn't even know you watched it. I sent you the video.
You showed it to me on your iPhone.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. It was really special.
Yeah.
How's last thing? Rondo trade? Rondo injury?
Yes.
Do we have? Is there any Ewing theory potential?
There's always Ewing theory potential. You can never dismiss the Ewing theory potential. And if there's a prouder team, a prouder collection of guys than this version of the Boston Celtics in the league right now, I don't know who it is. So I actually think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to win.
They'll be fine short term, but we have no ceiling whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, you're cooked.
Yeah, we have no puncher's chance in a playoff series.
Really?
Right.
But we might play better short term.
You never know, though, when the playoffs. Somebody might get hurt, I like it.
All right, so let's wrap up the Super Bowl picks here. We like Obama, -170 to pick Baltimore.
Definitely.
We like Alicia Keys' national anthem to go over 215.
Over. Way over. She may sing it twice.
We like under jersey number 27.5 for the first touchdown.
I do like that, yeah.
Talked ourselves into it.
Now, here's what I like. We also like Vernon Davis +180 for a touchdown. Kind of covered on both sides there.
That's good. Nice hedge.
All right.
We like Vernon Davis over 45.5 yards.
Yeah.
Good.
And we like Bruce Valanche.
No.
0.5 receptions over.
Bruce Miller over 0.5
Bruce
receptions.
Miller. My bad. So those
Number
are the big
49
six.
On the 49ers.
And we like the San Francisco 49ers -3.5.
-3.5.
Do we like them in a 7-point teasing the under down from 49 to 42?
Don't even bother. 3.5.
We don't want to tease them to +3.5 and tease the over
have to
42.
Worry about the
I
other
like
team
that
scoring.
one. I like that one.
What if it's a blowout? Over 42, say.
Yeah.
I'll talk you into that one.
I like it.
31-13.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
What about Roger Goodell will get food poisoning this weekend? -300.
How about during the coin flip, the remaining members of Destiny Child fight over the quarter? They have no money, those girls. They're done.
And on that note,
Yeah, that seems right.
thank you to the Bud Light Hotel. Thank you to Diageo.
Thank you,
All
Bud
right.
Light. Thank you,
to
Diageo.
Dave Jacoby, the Beaudries, and our whole cast and crew.
Yeah.
And thanks for listening. Hopefully we'll make it through the weekend. Sal, we'll be back either Monday afternoon or Tuesday with our wrap-up.
Okay.
Probably Tuesday.
If I survive,
Maybe Monday.
I'm shooting a bit for Kimmel that airs Monday, where I go and.
Don't give it away.
What do you mean?
You're gonna give it away?
What I'm doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be outside the stadium. I'm giving long, uncomfortable, unwanted hugs to fans of the losing team. And if I run into Ray Lewis's dejected family, that could be the end of me.
What's the over-under on punches?
Cliff Harbaugh.
But at least I'll have a good meal in me the night
You will.
before.
All right,
Yes, you
thanks
will.
for listening. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you next week on the BS Report.
So I get to sign off. Whoa!
Thank you for downloading the BS Report with Bill Simmons.
Too much fun.
Check out more podcasts at the iTunes Music Store or at Pod Center at ESPNradio.com.
Peace out.